Hello everyone and welcome to another Friday. Sadly, it's another Friday under lockdown, lockdown 2, which must feel very frustrating for all of us after all the progress that we've made with the choir over the past few weeks. But needs must, and I hope that this 4-week break will help to suppress the virus and that it won't be too long before we're all back together again. But in the meantime, I hope that you're all going to keep safe and keep yourselves interested and cheery whilst we are locked down and not able to do all the things we wish to do. So we're not going to be able to meet for choir practices, we're not going to be able to meet for church, so the online services continue. John and I have prepared a liturgy for this week. And I hope over the next few weeks of my little Friday chat that I can keep you amused in one way or the other. So I thought I might just change one or two things as we go along and introduce one or two new little features. So I thought I'd start off with a little quiz each week. I'm going to call it Quickfire 5. I'm going to ask you 5 questions about subjects that we've talked about or I've suggested to you over the past 35 weeks. No prizes, just a bit of fun to see if you remember. Okay, and you can go away and look them up and I'll give you the answers next week. So here's my first Quickfire 5. Question 1 is this. What is the importance to English church music of the Gloucestershire village Down Ampney? It particularly relates to a composer. Why and who is the composer? Second question. There are 3 cathedral organs in this country that have got 5 manuals, 5 keyboards, just 3. Can you name them for me? A couple of weeks ago we listened to a setting by the former organist at Gloucester Cathedral, and I rather flippantly suggested that in order to work at Gloucester Cathedral you seem to have to be called Herbert. There are 3 very famous Herberts connected with Gloucester Cathedral over the last 100 years. I wonder if you could name them for me. Okay. I'm going to look this up. Question 4. Can you give me the name of the cleric? He was a patron of the arts and indeed he became a dean of one of our great cathedrals. Can you give me the name of the cleric who commissioned composers to write pieces like Benjamin Britten's Rejoice in the Lamb, Lo the Full Final Sacrifice, and the Chichester Psalms? Can you give me the name of the priest? All right. And the 5th question is a very simple one. Where in church music do you find a pelican? There you go. See how you get on. All right. That's my first Quickfire 5. So for my recommendation for music for this week, this coming Sunday is of course Remembrance Sunday, and there are some very lovely pieces for remembrance, things like John Ireland's Greater Love, but settings of Lawrence Binyon's wonderful poem For the Fallen are most poignant, and my favourite ever setting was written by an old friend and colleague of mine called Mark Blatchley, and he wrote a setting for the boys, the choristers of St Paul's Cathedral, to sing at the Festival of Remembrance, you know, the programme they do on BBC One when the Queen goes to the Royal Albert Hall each year. He wrote it back in the 1980s, and I was fortunate enough, I happened to be the organ scholar at St Paul's at the time, and I was fortunate enough to hear Barry Rose rehearsing the boys before they did this for the first time, and I'll never forget it. I didn't know the piece at all, I didn't know what it was they were singing, but they shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. When you get to that bit, it's just absolutely heartrending. So there's a recording I'm going to point you to now, made by the St Paul's choristers in St Paul's. You'll recognise the acoustic. It made me feel quite sentimental actually, but have a listen. It goes into 3 parts and there's a little trumpet part as well, and he works in the last post. It's such a clever piece, but it's also a really emotional piece and really sums up the feeling of remembrance. So that's Mark Blatchley, For the Fallen. So have a listen out for that one. Okay, good. So as always, it's time to just do a few warm-ups because you're not going to be singing this weekend. And so I shall go down to my piano, which is still out of tune. That's something I need to do during lockdown. And we'll do a few exercises. See you in a moment. So, if you're sitting comfortably or standing comfortably, let's just do a few little exercises to get you going for this weekend. I wonder if we might start off with our humming siren going. Remember that one? Okay, off you go. Semitone higher. Really slide up. You can do it really slowly like that. One more. Okay, and do you remember our Tony one going? Tony, 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 Tony. Down some scales, okay? 2, 3, 4. Tony, 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 Tony. 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 Didn't play that very well, did I? And as it's the first one I've locked down, let's go for our favourite. A-I-E, 1, 2, 3. A-I-E, 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 keep going. Bit louder. E flat. Should we keep going? Last one. Did you keep up with that one? Good, excellent. So just 3 short exercises for you. So do try and keep singing along the way. There are some good hymns to Remembrance Sunday, so perhaps log on to swanishsteam.com and sing along. Anyway, stay safe this week and keep smiling, and let's hope we're all soon back together very shortly. So see you next week.